Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a reading for Monday, November 17th, 2025 from the Universal Wisdom Oracle deck. The card that presents for us today is No More Wounds. And I really think that this is a time for us to be mindful about what we are thinking and speaking into existence. And I think that as we're working through that energy, it's especially important for us to be a little bit more mindful about where we feel blocked, where we feel restricted, where we feel those limitations or feel as though we've hit a brick wall, because this can provide us a clue as to where some of the healing that still needs to take place sits. Okay, so this is residual healing. I do feel like it's something that you've been working on healing for a while now, and it's just not completely healed. So there's a potential for you to still be triggered, but you're not triggered quite as much as you were in the past. So you're already well on your way here, but I think this is more about being open, being able to stand corrected, to stand in a space where you accept criticism from others, or where you remain open enough to be able to see things from their perspective. Okay, so this is about taking accountability when you were wrong. If there was something that you did that was wrong, that really ties into a feeling here of guilt is what I'm feeling with that. So I think most of this energy is really going to culminate into a space where clearing that out and taking that accountability can really help us moving forward, because I think that you're maybe sitting in a space where there's a little bit of indecisiveness. There's a wishy-washy energy that's kind of coming in with that. So you're kind of wavering on how you feel about a situation, and it's kind of clogging up those channels of wisdom. Like your intuition is unable to really fully come through as a result of that. So I think that once we're able to take that accountability and admit, yes, you know what, I messed up. I was wrong in that moment. I've learned from it. And then we grow from there and extend that compassion to ourselves and forgive ourselves for that. That's when changes can really start to take place for us. Because when you stand in a space where your energy is consistent and solid and dominant, right, that is really moving you in terms of when you make a decision, the energy can then start to move with you. And so then it will already start to reflect that. So it's already happening for you. It's just about being able to clear things up from the past, close that chapter, and then begin again, right? And so this is a space where you have to be willing to extend that compassion to yourself and not feel ashamed of your actions that you've taken in the past. It's all a process. We're all on our own path, our own journey, and we all have our own lessons that we're here to learn. And I think that being able to understand that we're human and we do mess up, and really allow ourselves to forgive ourselves for our actions and not knowing better in those moments is very powerful at this time. Okay, so because I think that ultimately you could be somebody who tends to grapple or struggle with seeing things only in black and white, but that's not necessarily the reality. There's a whole heck of a lot of gray areas in life, and we're complex beings with complex emotions. And so this is where we can see our external circumstances and understand that that's then getting filtered through our own lens of experience. And so we're placing our own judgment on things. And so we can sometimes be our own biggest critic. So this is about going with the flow, allowing yourself to flow down the river of life, meet into new conjunctions and fresher waters and deeper emotions, right? It's going to link all back together in terms of understanding that we're all perfectly imperfect. And so we have to be willing to accept our own flaws as much as we extend compassion and accept others. And so, I mean, the example that kind of comes in with that is just like an antique, right? They can sometimes have cracks in them or chips in them in terms of like a piece of glassware, or it may not necessarily have been painted in just a perfect way, but that's something that makes that more valuable. So all of your experiences from your past, it makes you who you are. And that doesn't make you any less valuable as a person if you made mistakes in the past. In fact, we've all made those mistakes in the past. And so it's about being able to understand that so too are you valuable. And so I think that with this, speaking back to that guilt again, though, I feel like it's really important to mention that guilt is a bit of a learned behavior. It's things that we learn growing up in order to create that social harmony, what's right and wrong in terms of what's acceptable in society. And I think that this can really impact our self-esteem. But I think the first step to kind of acknowledging this is understanding why you're being triggered and when that's happening, like the situations that's happening in, and knowing that it's okay for us to take up space and to honor ourselves first. Okay. And so I think that this is important for us in order to be able to truly let go and embrace all of that healing, right? And so I hope that this message helps you in terms of overcoming some of these things that you've been through from the past, and knowing that you have a very beautiful, bright future. And I hope that you're willing to be open enough to accept that as it starts happening for you. So this is about taking a higher degree of authority and power, right? We have power to speak our existence into its being, right? We have the authority to speak life into our situations. So really be mindful about what it is that you're wanting to bring into this reality, and pay attention to how you are speaking that into existence and what you're believing about the possibility of that happening for you. I do so hope that this resonates for you. And as always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. If this message has helped you in any way, please don't hesitate to heart this, like this, share this, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can be in the know of all of the new readings that are posted as they come online. Thank you so much. Take care.